Hello, I'm Gill Campbell. I'm the CEO and General Manager of Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca. Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca is a facility that has been around for 54 years. Our mission statement is to benefit our local community, our sponsors, and our spectators by bringing world-class motorsports events to this community. We're a non-profit organization. We're the Sports Car Racing Association of the Monterey Peninsula, and we have a board of volunteer directors. And then for every event that we do, we have about 1,500 volunteers. So this is very much a volunteer-driven organization. We have 5 major events every year, all of which have world attention. Coming up, for example, next week, we have the Red Bull US Grand Prix, which is the World Championship for MotoGP. It's the two-wheel equivalent of Formula One racing. And so this attracts people from all over the world. And we will have probably 150,000 people over the weekend. That has an incredible impact on our community. Scramp has been around for 54 years. We were developed after Pebble Beach races kind of got a little bit entangled with trees, and so it was determined that a real racetrack should be built. The organizers at that time formed themselves into the Sports Car Racing Association and found some property, which was at the time owned by the Army, Fort Ord property, and hence Laguna Seca Raceway was born. It was built in amongst the hills of Highway 68. And an interesting story is that, in fact, as it was being built, the blueprints were actually written up at the end of the day. So the most famous turn in the world, which is the corkscrew, was developed by accident. The construction manager went on lunch break, told the bulldozer driver, you get down this hill any way you can and the pavers will follow you. It's a 650-foot drop. It's literally like jumping out of a 6-story window. It is renowned across the world. Racers either love this track or they hate it. They love it if they win here and they hate it if they don't. It's a very technical track, but it is one of the top 10 road courses in the world. And it's a traditional road course. It's kind of tough 54 years later when you're still competing with modern circuits, but it is a gem in County of Monterey. It's owned by the people. It is a county park. It was deeded by the Army to Monterey County Parks. And so it is very much a gem in this community. I often say many cities have a baseball stadium or a football stadium. We have Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca. In addition to the racing events that take place out there, the county also has special events. So Sea Otter Classic, which is the largest multidiscipline bicycle event in the world, takes place. Also Spirit West Coast, which is the largest Christian music festival, as well as other smaller events, Cherry's Jubilee to name one of them. We probably have about 1.2 million visitors per year that come just to see this famed facility. Skip Barber Racing School operates for 156 days out of those years. So as a fan or as an enthusiast, you can learn how to drive in hazardous circumstances, but also learn to become a race car driver. I have a staff of 30 that work year-round on the planning, the marketing, the sales elements of this racetrack. Again, the 5 events that we focus on, sports car racing, we have the Rolex Grand Am Series, then we have the Red Bull US Grand Prix, we have the Rolex Monterey Motorsports Reunion, which is the granddaddy of all vintage races. And again, this attracts competitors from all over the world. You will see over 500 vintage racing cars do what they were built to do, which is race. And it is a spectacle to behold. Whether you're a car enthusiast or not, just walking through, it's like being a kid in a candy store. Then it's followed by the American Le Mans Series. The American Le Mans Series feature the cars that also race at the 24 Hours of Le Mans. These are sexy, futuristic prototypes that are brought into being into racing for research and development for the street car that you drive. And so the premise of motor racing, which was always, you know, if you have more than one car owner, you're going to have a race. And the NASCAR premise of, you know, race today, sell tomorrow, still exists. And that definitely exists in the world of sports car racing. For 2011, we're featuring an event that actually only takes place every 3 to 4 years, the Porsche Rennsport Reunion. It's the first time ever on the West Coast. And so Porsche lovers, again, from all over the world will be flocking to Monterey for a Porsche Fest. And that will finish out our series. Then we start already working on 2012, getting that season scheduled together. So it's a lot of fun. I have the best job in the world. I sit up above the racetrack, and every day I have the music of racing engines that go around. It is amazing to me when I look out over the parking lots of people who have ridden their motorcycles here into Monterey, and there are groups of hundreds that come across the United States, come from the south, come from the north, and they all end up here in Monterey for the Red Bull US Grand Prix. MotoGP World Championship is an event that takes place in every country in the world. We are privileged to have the only US championship. Indianapolis also hosts a round of the MotoGP championships. Valentino Rossi, probably the best known motorcycle racer in the world, moved from Yamaha to Ducati this year, so everybody's trying to outdo Valentino. Yamaha is our official motorcycle at the raceway, and so obviously we're a little bit biased when it comes to who we're rooting for. Jorge Lorenzo is the current world champion, but Ben Spies, an American, is now on a factory Yamaha bike. And so the fans at Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca next weekend will be cheering for Ben. We also have Colin Edwards, who is a Yamaha rider and an American, and Nicky Hayden, who is riding a Ducati this year, also a fellow American. The only thing between them and God is asphalt. They go around corners at a 45-degree angle. They have specially prepared knee pads, and those knee pads are used to give them extra traction off the track as they go around the turns. Their suits are made of kangaroo leather, which is the strongest leather known to man, which is extremely valuable when you see them go sideways. With all of our television broadcasts that we have for all of our 5 major events, we literally are broadcast in every single country in the world, 5 times a year. The television broadcasts also feature a lot of the local area viewpoints, everything from Big Sur to the aquarium to downtown Monterey to Fisherman's Wharf. People love to come to Monterey for sports car racing, for motorcycle racing, for vintage racing. It is a destination, and we have something to offer that no one else has. So it is an absolute high point on their schedule to come to Monterey. We have an economic impact of about $200 million through the racetrack in this local area. It's a valuable asset to the workings of Monterey County. We fill the hotels, we fill the restaurants, the dry cleaners, the Starbucks, you name it. We work in conjunction with, particularly through Classic Car Week, with Pebble Beach Concours, with the Concorso Italiano and everything else that's going on in town, and provide that complete entertainment. Again, you go to another racetrack and you don't find all of these other things to do around. Our Spanish friends that come here from MotoGP, they come a week early just so that they can enjoy this destination. It is a wonderful complement with the cars. You come to Monterey and you expect to see exotic cars. You come to Monterey, you expect to hear the sweet sounds from the racetrack, and then you get the complement of everything that we have to offer here in Monterey. It's a marriage made in heaven.